You are not your past. Hi, you guys. My name is Guru Shakia, and welcome to my beautiful channel. Welcome to sunny ass Florida, as always. And today, I wanted to speak on the topic of that. You are not your past. If you're anything like me, I'm very harsh on myself as far as like what I did in the past, the mistakes I've made. But a lot of times we don't understand how much we've actually grown. It's like that quote, be thankful that you are not what you are a year ago. But believe it or not, we have people on a daily basis in our lives. It could be family, friends, anyone who's been with us for a long time. It can be a spouse. It's people who constantly remind us that we made mistakes in the past, they try to hold us accountable to the past. Believe it or not, there's some people who do not want us to grow from the past. They like us to stay the same in our tiny little box. And what I advise you to do when it's this situation is to distance yourself far, far away from these type of people, to run as far as you can. Because there's no reason somebody should be making you feel inferior or less than, or trying to keep you in this small box when obviously you've grown so much. Now, I can relate this back to in the past, I used to be so close-minded as far as like racial issues, things happening around the world. And as I went off to travel a bit and to explore new cultures and to talk to different types of people, it opened my horizon and opened my mind about people. I learned so much about people every day. It's making me become more open with myself, learning to be more compassionate and things of that nature. But when I came home, and for the people I stayed with who didn't go anywhere, who didn't really grow, they kind of stayed the same, and they were trying to put me back into this tight box of getting angry all the time easily, or having these preconceived notions that I was still thinking the same way when I had grown far, far beyond their expectation. Now, you're not obligated to stay the same. You're not to stay the same like you were a few years ago, to dress the same, to act the same, to think the same. As we grow as human beings, we are constantly changing. The way we think, our belief systems, everything is constantly changing if you allow it to. Now, if you're resisting, then it will be quite harder to understand yourself, and you probably aren't changing as you should be. But for those of you who aren't resisting, who are actually open to change and to learning and growing, who actually seek growth in themselves, spiritually, mentally, and physically, who actually push their boundaries, you're constantly changing. You're not bound to stay the same like you were a second ago, because you might gain some information that may be of use to you, that changes your whole reality, like shifts your whole reality in 1 second. So for those of you who are like that, you understand that there's a constant flux happening in society and in ourselves on a daily basis if you're open to change. Now, what I'm struggling with now is by just finding my tribe and getting away from people who have limiting beliefs. A lot of times when people have self-limiting beliefs, they try to put it on you as well, and they expect you to conform. They expect you to stay the same and not strive for much. For example, if you hang around people who don't deem to travel or to grow, and your main focus is to grow and to travel, they'll tell you impossible. No, you can't do it. Why would you want to do that? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? 9 to 5, motherfucker. And basically, you have to distance yourself far, far away from those people in order for you to grow and to expand. And this is a daily challenge, because there's majority of people are like that, believe it or not. I like to think that I've met so many people along my path who are open-minded, but in one way or another, everyone has a limiting belief, their own set of self-limiting beliefs. And I'm not saying that I'm a legit guru, that I've grown outside of all my limiting beliefs, but that is why I make these videos for you guys. That is why I'm here to I help you guys, and I help myself in the process. But again, you are not a victim to your past. You are not limited to acting shy, for example. You're not limited to dating certain types of people. You're not limited to hold these standards that people expect of you, to do what your parents say, to do what your siblings think you should do, to do what your cultural deems is best for you. Now, you do you. You do what's best for you. And whatever path that takes you, it could be shit, having fun all day, finding a career that you want to have fun all day in, making money that way, being a bum, a nomad, traveling somewhere, stripping, whatever the fuck you want to do. To each his own, and I mean it to the fullest level. Like, people be bullshitting and they'll be like, well, people can do whatever the fuck they want to do, but when it's not in the means that they deem that you should be doing it, that, like, for example, when I say stripping, people might cringe and be like, oh, but why do you say that? Like, literally, it's your choice what you want to fucking do with your life. No one can stop you. Whatever you want to experience, you are God. You're still God in physical form, and your desires are valid, meaning that God wants to experience your walk of life through you. So if you want to go try stripping, if you want to go try being athletic, you know, having a career in sports, fucking acrobats, who the fuck knows, traveling, a nomad, whatever your deepest desires are, it is valid. It is for you to discover and to explore. And if you need permission, which you don't need permission, you know, go ahead and go for your dreams. And the fact that you have these desires means that it's valid, because, as I always say, God would never give you desires that just randomly that the Creator doesn't expect you to go after. But as I always say, be dope, be you. Sorry, there's people passing by. And be dope, be you. You're not a victim to your past, so don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself by your beliefs, by your belief systems. It's okay to change your belief systems. It's okay to be different. It's okay to have a different outlook. It's okay to explore, to venture out, to go against the grain, to follow your own path, to be yourself, as always, unapologetically. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope this was like someone understands it and gets this. And peace. Enjoy your day.